Hello everyone, this is Bloody Bananas. Welcome to another video. In this video we're gonna showcase a line of 3 including Dragonite in the lead and Blaziken, Magnezone, Shadow Magnezone in the back. And the movesets we're running on the Blaziken is Counter, Blaze Kick, and Brave Bird for more coverage with the flying move. Flying Nuke, and then we have Magnezone with Mirror Shot, Wild Charge, and we have the standard moveset on Dragonite with Dragon Breaths, Hurricane, and Dragon Claw. So we're gonna showcase 8 battles. We're gonna play them slowly. We're gonna go play by play. This was like the first time I started using this team. We went 5-3 in these 8 battles. We made some mistakes for sure. And we're gonna go over what I think I should have done in each of these play, and I think this team has a lot of play in this meta because Blaziken and Magnezone can really handle the XL Pokemon that we're seeing in the Ultra League right now. Okay, without further ado, let's get into the battles, and then we'll see how we play with this team. So the first battle we were playing against Country Nerd. A Lapras fan. Let's see how we played this one out. So we have a really great lead, Venusaur. We also have Blaziken to handle the Venusaur in the back. So they come up with the Hypno. I'm not sure if this is XL or not, but I was really surprised to see this. So I came in with Magnezone because I think Magnezone probably has the least play against the Venusaur. And we're gonna go for a bait here, I think, a Mirror Shot, but my opponent didn't shield, so I would say that was a slight misplay. I felt that I could tank one Fire Punch, and it turned out just to be an Ice Punch. So I guess he was running with Ice Punch and Thunder Punch or Shadow Ball. So I was afraid that this was gonna be a Shadow Ball, so I decided to actually shield here. But I think that should have been a pretty easy call to make, to not shield there. That was probably a misplay, but we're gonna overcharge, and then we throw the Mirror Shot to finish off the Hypno. They come back with the Venusaur, so we're gonna go for Mirror Shots here. I think, okay, so here is another misplay that I think I made, because I know that this person likes to run Lapras in the back. So what I should have done is save a move and then swap out instead of throwing the move right there. But I recognize there's Lapras in the back, so I come back with my Dragonite, throw a move, and bait out the Lapras. So now we're just gonna try to chip it down with the Dragonite. So we almost had a Hurricane there, but we didn't quite have it. We're gonna throw the Dragon Claw. I'm really hoping that we can get a shield here, and we end up getting that shield, which was crucial here. So we counted the moves. I think he had 6 Ice Shards. So we're gonna try to throw our move on their CMP to get that last shield, and hopefully get their energy as well. I should just throw Wild Charge here. I don't know why I threw a Mirror Shot here. This was definitely another misplay. Let's see, but we ended up getting the shield anyways. So that was very crucial here, and that was a CMP tie. Like we said, we wanted to throw on CMP, so now we got their energy, and then we come back with the Blaziken. So I don't think I shield this. I might just save a shield. Okay, I wasn't sure how much damage it would do, and that does so much more damage than I expected. So we're good. At this point, we have to farm all the way down, and we have like 1 HP, and we just throw the Brave Bird here to finish off the Venusaur. Very good game. We made some misplays, but we had a very good lineup against our Venusaur. The Venusaur just didn't have much play here, so well played. Next game, let's see what we're playing against. Dragonite, Dribbling. Okay, this is not very good. What I like to do here is try to sack swap on the Icy Wind, which is exactly the same time we get to the Dragon Claw. So we actually didn't get it there. It didn't let us switch, which is fine because I think we got like one extra Dragon Breath. So we're just gonna keep going, and then we're looking to swap on the next Icy Wind. So we throw a Dragon Claw here, and next time when we get to the Dragon Claw, they should be having the Icy Wind, so like right here. But for whatever reason, they actually got it before we got to the second Dragon Claw. So that was not very good. That means we have to shield here, which is not great. And I think I throw a Dragon Claw here. Okay, yep. And we're gonna try to make the sack swap eventually. Let's see if we make it through. Okay, so they don't shield that Dragon Claw, and we were able to catch the third Icy Wind that we were trying to catch at the beginning. So I'm glad that we caught that. So that means it's essentially wasted energy, right? And we were able to outpace to the Blaze Kick. And this should finish off the Driplin, which we do, and they come back with the Kingdra. Okay. So at this point, we need to go for the Brave Bird, right? It does a lot of damage, even if it's debuffed. It's neutral. Very high attack stat on Blaziken, and this is a big nuke. So they end up shielding, which is fine. They actually make a mistake here, I believe. We come back with the Dragonite here, hoping to make them throw energy, and we want to make our Magnezone finish off the game. So they throw a move here, and they didn't go for the Outrage, they went for the Octazooka, which means we survive it. And then they come back with the Escavalier, which is not great. So we have to get the Wild Charge here, which should be the same time that they get to the Drill Run. So I think we only one-shot if it's a Shadow. So good thing that we had a Shadow Magnezone here, and we're able to finish off. So we have a Dragon Claw stored, and we win CMP. So we don't need to get to the Wild Charge here. All we need to do is throw the Mirror Shot, and we have a Dragon Claw to finish off the Kingdra here. Let's see, we don't get to the second Mirror Shot, which is fine because we had a Dragon Claw here to finish off this game. So very, very close game. I think if my opponent threw Outrage there, it would just be game over. But we all make these kind of small mistakes, right? Maybe he wanted to have 2 Octazookas, and maybe he wanted a little more farm with the Escavalier on my Dragonite. So it makes sense. Let's see who we face against here. Gyarados. Okay. So this is not a great matchup for us, but we can swap. So I'm gonna basically sack my Dragonite in the lead because this matchup is very close in the one shield. We lose by 1 Dragon Breath if it all depends on if we get extra moves through or the opponent gets extra move through. So I'm just gonna let my Dragonite go down here. My opponent, and we got a shield off our opponent, which is great. And we're just gonna come in with Magnezone and hard farm down with Spark, which is double super effective, right? We're just gonna keep farming. We're not gonna shield because we know that we can tank 1 Aqua Tails. We should be able to. Yep. And then we're just gonna commit to the hard farm. And now we have a Wild Charge stored, and we have an extra shield. Magnezone with the energy is very, very strong. Okay, so they had Ampharos. I believe 2 Wild Charges actually KOs. Let's see how we play this right now. So I believe I might swap out here after 1 Wild Charge. Yep, we do. Going to Blaziken. Okay, now my opponent has double Thunder Punch, but I'm gonna throw this Blaze Kick to force the last shield. We win CMP. Yep. And I think I shield 1 here. Or maybe I shield the next one. Okay, yep. I shield this one. And I believe I'm not gonna shield the next one. If I remember correctly, yep. Because we want to preserve 1 shield just in case they have something in the back that we need a shield for. Turned out to be a Charizard, so we're gonna go for the nuke. The big nuke, Brave Bird. Huge damage. If my opponent was running Wing Attack Charizard, we would be in big trouble, but good thing they just had a Fire Spin, and at that point my opponent surrenders after the Brave Bird one hit KO the Charizard. So very good showcase of the power of Blaziken in the end game there. Okay, we land another really good lead here against Surfetched. They come in with Muck, so we go into our Blaziken, which is supposedly a really good counter, right? I believe I miscounted here. I thought this was just gonna be a dark pulse, but it was a sludge wave, so it did a huge amount of damage. And here we lagged a little bit. My opponent was able to get 3 snarls when we got off 3 counters, which means we were 3 turns behind basically. But this is fine. Yep, my opponent was able to get to Dark Pulse here, which is unfortunate, but we have to let it go. This team is all about shield advantage and energy advantage, because even Magnezone can do a lot of damage against its worst counters. So in this case, Surfetched, right? You guys are gonna see how much damage Magnezone can do against a Surfetched, which is supposedly a really hard counter to Magnezone, but we have loaded energy, right? So we're gonna go for a bait, Mirror Shot. It's really risky for opponent not to shield here, so I believe they commit 1 shield. And then we get to the Wild Charge and 2 more Sparks, so we're just gonna throw it right away. And if my opponent doesn't shield, basically 1 hit KO, and it does. My opponent let it through, and it's a Dragonite versus a Gengar. In the 1 shield, our Dragon Breaths are gonna rip this Gengar apart. So let's just play this out. We should be able to tank 1 Shadow Punch actually, so I believe we don't even shield the Dragonite at this point. I think I'm just gonna let the Dragonite go down, save a shield, and this should ensure the game for us. And yep, we were able to spark down the Gengar. So very well played, good game. So we just have 4 wins, right? And we're gonna see some misplays coming up very soon. But it's always a good learning opportunity. So we're against this Cavalier. Obviously we can't really swap because we have a Magnezone which is really weak to the Cavalier. But I'm worried that there's a Swampert in the back, right? So eventually I have to make a swap. It makes sense that they have a Swampert in the back to cover for the Charizards, the fire types. So I'm gonna throw 1 Dragon Claw here, hoping that my opponent thinking it's a Hurricane, but my opponent doesn't take the bait. Oh, my opponent actually does take the bait. So I'm gonna throw the Dragon Claw here, and I believe I swap out after this because I want to bait out the Swampert. Swampert is really bad for my backline, right? So I go into my Blaziken. We got up 3 counters, and my opponent didn't get out in time, but they do have a Swampert in the back, so it's not very great. I'm gonna go for the Brave Bird. This could be a CMP tie as well, if my opponent didn't count correctly, and it was. So it's really great for us, right? How do we mess this up? How do we mess this up? It looks like to be a very good situation for us. Well, not the best situation, because Swampert is still very good against our Magnezone, but we have 2 shields up, and my opponent Swampert only has a little bit of leftover energy. So it's looking pretty good for us, right? We're gonna shield this Hydro Cannon. Does a lot of damage. So it really depends on what they have in the back and how we play this out. But we make a huge mistake later. So it's an Ampharos. This is great. This should be a really good matchup for us because 2 Wild Charge KOs. And we still have Dragonite with a little bit of HP to handle the Swampert. But I make a huge misplay here. We don't need to shield the first one. That's fine. We go for the first wild charge. 2 wild charges KOs and throws, which is crazy to me. That just shows how much damage wild charge does. So I tried to catch the Thunder Punch. He had a Thunder Punch here, but we didn't catch it. And my opponent was able to get a lot more energy. And we have to shield here. So we know their Swampert doesn't have energy, but one Mashot takes us out here. So what I'm really hoping to do is hoping that this wild charge KOs the Swampert in the back. We have exactly 2 wild charges, but as you guys are gonna see, even Shadow against Shadow, wild charge, single resisted, it wasn't able to finish off the Swampert, and we were 1 spark away from KOing the Swampert. So that was a huge mistake. If I just preserved my Dragonite in the back, that should have been a really easy game for us, right? But that's how it goes. Sometimes we win some, sometimes we lose some. This is another huge mistake I hear. Whenever you see Skarmory, you think there's a Swampert in the back, right? So you have to go into the Blaziken. There's no point in staying here, because first of all, you lose this matchup. Second of all, you want to bait out the Swampert. So I'm gonna go swap here, but I think it's a little bit too late because we took a lot of damage. But my opponent went into Umbreon, so that was very interesting. At this point, I'm thinking, is there a double weakness to fighters in the back? Which is very possible, right? Bait out a fighter and then have the Skarmory to handle the fighter. So it's not looking good for us here, even though this is supposedly a really good matchup. I think I'm going to try to farm it all the way down. Oh, I'm hoping that this Blaze Kick would KO, which is another huge misplay. At this point, I should just commit to the farm down, shield once, because like you guys are going to see, I committed a shield here, which also wasn't really necessary. So we made a lot of bad decisions in this game so far. A lot of it has to do with that I was really new to this team, and also we're also new against XL Pokemon, right? There's a lot of things that we don't know. So we were able to get to the Blaze Kick against the Skarmory. Let's see, my opponent shields. Okay, at least we got a shield. And we have a very good counter to Skarmory in Magnezone. So we're going to come out with Magnezone. And they had a Scrafty, which is really bad for us. So we have to land a Hurricane. So I wanted to go for a bait here, Dragon Claw, hoping to get that last shield. And my opponent called the bait. So that was really unfortunate. And you guys are gonna see, Scrafty is just a beast, XL Scrafty. So they did have double fighter weakness in the back. If I preserved my Blaziken, I was actually able to finish the end game just with Blaziken. But unfortunately, we didn't think that far through. So I believe we're not gonna take this game, unfortunately. Mirror Shot. These counters are gonna tear us apart. In hindsight, I think we should have also shielded this power-up punch. Yep, we should have definitely shielded that, because maybe we would be able to kill this Scrafty, farm down the Scrafty, and then throw the Wild Charge against the Skarmory. So we made a lot of bad decisions in that game. That's like a prime example of really understanding a lot of things that you can do in this game to influence the outcome. So we had a lot of things that we could have done right to win that game, but we happened to make the wrong decisions. So, but it's okay. We're still learning, and we're gonna look to perform better next time. So this time we're against Ampharos. I like to throw right when they get to the Dragon Balls. Let's see, my opponent goes for the Dragon Balls, that goes for the Downward Punch, which is fine. I'm thinking that there might be a Venusaur in the back. I think this is a pretty common core with Ampharos and Venusaur. I'm just gonna let this go. Again, I'm gonna play it as a sacrificial lead with Dragonite. So we get a lot of farm with Blaziken, right? This is not bad. We got a lot of farm. And it's a Glade. Okay, this is not good. We're gonna bait with a Blaze Kick here. It makes sense for my opponent to shield, so that's why I went for the bait. And we do get a shield, which is great, right? We're coming with Magnezone. So my opponent obviously is thinking about baiting, right? It also makes sense for the Glade to bait here. And also it's too risky for us not to shield. Because they can just swap out after throwing the close combat, right? So we go for another Mirror Shot bait here, hoping to grab a shield. If they don't shield, we're going to keep going for Mirror Shot. Okay, they don't shield, so we have to keep going for a Mirror Shot. We go for the Mirror Shot just before they get to the close combat. So they do have a close combat, and it's very likely that they commit a shield here, which they do. And we got the attack fail. And I'm thinking that if they don't go for the close combat, I don't think they're going to get to another move anyways. Oh, actually, I called the bait. Okay. I knew that we were able to tank a Leaf Blade. And I'm hoping to farm it down, I believe. Okay, I think I shield here and farm down, because I'm thinking that they must have something weak to Magnezone for them to stay this long. To stay for such a long time, right? And it turned out to be a Skarmory in the back, so this is looking very good for us. We're able to get the Wild Charge off, massive amount of damage, and we come back in with Blaziken and finish out the game. Punching through the bird. I believe we have one game left to analyze. Let's see. Yep, Dragonite versus Charizard. It all depends on what Charizard has. Oops, there's a little lag. Okay, so Charizard had Wind Attack, which means that they're going to outpace us to the Dragon Claw, which is not great. Dragon Claw does a lot of damage to our Dragonite. Yep, that's a lot of damage. And then they come in with Glade, so we're going to throw a Dragon Claw to trying to chip it down a little, and we might be able to get a shield here, right? And then we come in with Magnezone, I believe. I can't stay in to get farmed down, and obviously Blaziken is very bad against Glade. So here, I believe I shield here. It's very risky for me not to shield, but it's almost certainly a bait. So yeah, of course my opponent baits there. I'm just going to go for a straight Wild Charge. I want to get that last shield. We want to get a shield advantage here, and I believe my opponent doesn't shield. Yep, which is great. So it's looking like a pretty good situation for us now. It all depends on what they have in the back, and they had a fighter, Shadow Machamp. So this is really bad, and we weren't able to get to the Wild Charge, and we didn't throw the Mirror Shot. So this is we're in a world of hurt here. This is all sorts of bad. I think I make a mistake here coming out with the Dragonite. At least my opponent threw energy here, so it's not the worst thing in the back, not the worst thing for us, but it's still pretty bad. I think even if they stay in with the Machamp, they're gonna outpace us to the Cross Chop, and we're gonna lose that matchup anyways. And this Charizard has a Wind Attack, so my Blaziken essentially has no play against their team. It loses to all three Pokemon on their team, which is fine. Yeah, I don't think there's anything that we could have done here. Perhaps we should have swapped out a little earlier, but or shielded the Dragonite, because Dragonite has play against all three of their Pokemon. But very unfortunate. So I really like this team. I think it has a lot of play in this meta. Oops, okay. Yep, so that's the end of 08 of the battles that we're showcasing here. Like I said earlier, I think Blaziken and Magnezone are very good against the XL meta that we're seeing. Blaziken has play against Umbreon, Abomasnow, Skarmory, Galvantula, all the XL Pokemon that you can think of, Blaziken has play against, except maybe Politoed, but that's pretty rare to see nowadays. So we're still learning with this team. I think we're gonna keep playing this team for a bit to get better at this team. We're flowing around the 3100 and 3200 MMR. Hopefully that we can do better next time. And thank you guys for watching. Check out my Twitch channel. I stream on the weekdays at 9 p.m. EST. Come and say hi if you guys want to see me play with this team. And see you guys next time. See you guys in my next video.